Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
And then I woke up to this.
I did experience itchiness after my nose piercing.
Never get your belly button pierced.
Me wearing pads on my cycle was causing the ball to sink under my skin.
If you've ever had this on your mouth,
y'all, I'm in trouble.
4 or 5 years old, getting her nose piercing done with a lobe piercing system.
Some way, somehow, I got some type of infection.
I like, are you sure? He starts gaslighting me.
But then it started to swell and started to get red.
It goes all the way through my jaw.
If that wasn't bad enough, look how dirty her tongue is.
And then I passed out in the middle of Best Buy.
Oh my God.
My nose ring got stuck in my nose, so I drilled it out.
I don't know if that is gonna go away.
Very big holes now. Unfortunately, I had to take mine out because my body was like rejecting it.
I got my face pierced today.
What's up, Islanders? Welcome back to another video, guys. Of course, you know it's your favorite island girl, Jody here from the 876. And of course, guys, you see the thumbnail, you see the intro, you know we're diving into piercings gone wrong. So just to be clear, guys, a girl over here loves a piercing. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna tell you a secret. I have 8 piercings, yeah. Well, not the whole of 8. So trust me, this video is not coming from a place of shade or anything like that. But while some piercings are cute, don't get me wrong, there's a fine line between a bold beauty statement and a full-blown medical emergency.
Bleeding, man. Monique, I tell you, shit. I can't turn it. I can't breathe. Just shut up. Because I tell you not to do this shit and you still want
to. It's very sucky when a piercing gets infected. And usually I try to work with my patients. I really want them to try to keep the piercing, but this is a good thing that you did. You took the piercing out. I probably would also have done some empiric antibiotics. You want to make sure that the infection doesn't spread to the back of the eye, because that's very dangerous.
My nose ring got stuck in my nose, so I drilled it out.
Oh shit! Oh my god! 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 Ouch! 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 Please lang. Please lang ha. Oh! Tapos na? Hindi pa. Shucks!
In this video, guys, we're going to go through some of the most common and not so common piercings area that have gone terribly wrong, from the ears to the belly buttons, even private parts. We're talking about infections, keloids, rejections, and all the horror stories that comes with it. Of course, you know, we're all big people, as I always say. I'm not here to tell anyone what to do, but if you're thinking about getting a piercing, then this video might be that wake-up call you didn't even know you needed.
Hi everyone, here we are with another infected ear. And as you can see, it's got loads and loads of hair inside it. It's quite swollen. And we're back to the very bad backing butterfly that I always advise you guys not to use. And it's this one. As you can see, once it grips the actual ear ring, it will not let go until you go and see a specialist to actually remove it. And can you actually believe how badly swollen it was and embedded it was? And I'm just trying to get my head round why people don't keep the earrings clean. And look at the state of the earrings and the hair. I mean, come on, guys.
I would rather get tattooed for 10 hours straight than get another helix piercing. Tattoo me. Send me to the tattoo shop. Why did no one tell me how painful the healing process is? I can do tattoos any days. I'll fall asleep while someone gives me a tattoo. But this piercing, how come no one gave me a heads up? Like, it's fine. Like how, you know, you get your lobes pierced. No, this is a whole different ball game. I thought it was fine for like the first 4 days. It wasn't really hurting. But then it started to swell and it started to get red, and I'm like, oh my god, this is getting infected. So I had to clean it like 3 to 4 times a day. I think now is finally fine, but my hair is always getting caught on it. Probably get another piercing, but this shit hurt. It was bad.
POV. It's been a year and your piercing still hasn't healed.
Mommy.
Do y'all see how far back my second piercing is? Oh, we about to talk about that. That day, I went with my bestie to get our second holes in our ears. We go to the piercing shop after brunch. I'm thinking it's up and stuck. I get my second piercing. I'm gonna be like, y'all, I'm gonna be gang. This was post brunch. We had bottomless mimosas. Just keep that in mind regarding my decision making. He marked my ear and I'm like, you don't think that's too far back? No, I just want to make sure that whenever you're wearing earrings, it doesn't overlap, which sounds reasonable. So I start giving my ear a major side eye, like, are you sure? He starts gaslighting me. I've been doing this for 13 years. The professional should know what he's talking about. So he pierced my ears. And I go upstairs. I ask the group that I'm with. Mind you, they lit too. Like, get your clothes on. It looks good. It's cute. I get home. I'm looking at it for like a good week. Nah, something's off. This don't look right. I'm not happy with it. I'm messaging all my friends like, are y'all seeing what I'm seeing? They're like, it doesn't look horrible, but we see what you're saying. Like, maybe it's not that bad. Maybe I could rock with it. But then I go to Piercing Pagoda in the mall because now I want a new nose ring. Unrelated. I'm like, oh, by the way, I just want a second opinion because I just got my second hole. Before I could even finish, it was like, why is it so far back? That told me everything I needed to know. Like, this looks so dumb. And the way my ear shape is and the way it's placed, it kind of looked like it's hanging off my ear. One. Oh, my ear like this. It look kind of normal. But, like, it's still mad far. For you guys to get a really good look at it, she's like, you got one option. You should probably take it out and just get it re-pierced. To be honest, we're irritated because, like, I didn't want to do this twice. That's annoying. Now, I gotta take it out, wait for it to heal. I want to wait 2 or 3 months before I get it re-pierced. And then I'm gonna have to get it re-pierced and wait again for that to heal. I only got it done January 21st. Today is March 4th. I'm taking it out tonight.
Oh, ça fait mal. Qui m'a envoyé? Qui m'a envoyé? Qui m'a envoyé? Ah! J'espère que ça coupe vraiment parce que sinon la douleur ici c'est détaillé.
Me thinking about abandoning my industrial piercing because I don't know what the hell that is growing on it. But then I remembered something.
Let's continue with this whole ear piercing. You know, this one is the most common, and you think something as standard as a little earlobe action is harmless, right? But the truth is, and based on what we have seen thus far, even the simplest piercings can definitely go left and go left real fast. One of the biggest issues with ear piercing, especially with the cartilage, I have a few, my hat is covering it now, is of course infection. So the cartilage, I understand it doesn't have the same blood flow as your earlobes. So once bacteria gets in it, your body has a harder time to heal it. So that's why we hear so many horror stories of red, swollen or oozing piercings that have not quite healed. Then of course, there's a possibility of keloids. You know that raised scars, that is absolutely no joke. Some people are genetically prone, so you can't avoid them. But once it starts to form, it just keeps growing, and I would imagine it can become very painful and just aesthetically uncomfortable. So I've seen people with what started off as a cute little helix piercing and end up with a bump the size of a pea literally hanging off the sides of their ear.
Bro, do not laugh at me, but if you're thinking of getting a bridge piercing, don't do it. I literally, look at this shit. My bridge piercing was fine. And then it was very tender and so look, I took it out. And then I woke up to this. My face looking like this. And then I called the piercer and they were like, don't go to the hospital. Like, if you look like this, would you not go to the hospital? Like, it doesn't hurt. It's just like, I can't see. And I look like that character from Hereditary. Bro, what the f? They told me that I have preseptal cellulitis in my eyes, so they gave me an antibiotic.
The problem was seen before it became that big. Yes, 50% correct. I did experience itchiness after my nose piercing, and also I saw a bump and I was doing home remedy.
Old video, I was trying to pierce my nose. Can you see how big I was in this video?
Okay.
Okay guys, I just woke up and be prepared. This is my bridge piercing. Yesterday it was getting irritated, so I took it out and cleaned it. Then I switched sides because I thought I was getting irritated because this was hitting all the time, but I think that just made it worse. It's so bad. It hurts really bad. Oh my god. I don't know what to do.
Hi everyone, I came across this video of this poor little girl. She must be either 4 or 5 years old, getting her nose piercing done with a lobe piercing system. This is very, very painful. It's quite dangerous as well, and I just don't know how she managed to do it. Poor thing.
Implant grade threadless jewelry. This stuff, this is what you need. I'm a professional piercer. Let's talk about why your jewelry keeps sinking into that bubble you have. Now you have a tremendous amount of irritation on your piercing, which is resulting in a gigantic bump on top of your nose. No, this is not a keloid, this is irritation. It also depends on how long you've had this irritation for, because over a span of time, this buildup of scar tissue, which is irritation, can eventually become permanent. You have corkscrew style jewelry in there. If you watch my other previous videos about this, you will know why corkscrews are not the way to go, at least not ones that are pre-bent. Threadless jewelry comes in little posts like this where the top is attached and can be removed. And if it's too short for you,
Guess what? They come in other lengths. They come in a multitude of different sizes, so that way your jewelry won't sink into the little bubble you have going on. Take a look at other videos if you need help. Let me know.
Facial piercings, we're talking about the nose, the eyebrows, the bridge, or even the dermals. About the nose piercing first, because as I realize I do have one.
Steady right there, and you don't move here, hon. That's it. No turning back now here. That's it. Ooh. Good. That's it.
What's in my eye? What's in my eye? Kevin, I tried. What's in my eye? I swear.
Olive oil over it now. You have to, especially night time when you're bed. Every night when you're bed, you will olive oil, the cotton swab. Right?
Alright.
Yeah. I can push it up and down like plate, you know.
Kind of move it down a bit. Alright.
That's it.
Alright. You see?
Yeah.
Not even 2 hours, my dear. I like it.
So many people experience what is known as a piercing bump. It's like a little pimple or a little keloid. It's really your body reacting to trauma or maybe improper care. Not to mention, the inside of the nose is actually warm. So moist environment that loves bacteria. So, you know, you have to keep it clean.
Hi everyone, today I'm going to show you one of the worst things I think I've ever seen to do with a piercing. Obviously this is a tongue piercing with a very thick black hair wrapped around it. A really thick black hair. So I'll let you use your imagination to guess where this hair might have come from. And if that wasn't bad enough, look how dirty her tongue is. Oh my goodness me, I don't think I've ever seen anything this bad before. And I think for her own safety, obviously, and for hygiene reasons, this has to come out because it hasn't benefited her. And if she's not going to bother to keep it clean, so what's the point of having it done? It looks very unattractive. It needs to come out.
I got my face pierced today, and ever since I got my face pierced, my nerves been fucked, and my fucking face been like this.
So I've had a lot of people ask me about this piercing. It's called a transmandible, and it goes all the way through my jaw. I've had it about 14, 15 years. It wasn't bad getting done. I was really nervous about it because you gotta get a needle shoved through your freaking jaw. But other than that, wasn't bad. The swelling and healing process kind of sucked, and yeah, it does get caught on things from time to time, but you get used to that over the years. And yeah, I'm a part of a group called the Gorgeous Girls. We freaking rock, love to get bloody and gory and all that. So we do creepy things like putting wires through it with the light switches and light bulbs on it, and I can flick it on and off and floss it through. So I have lots of fun with it. So hopefully that answers your questions, and hopefully you guys see some more videos coming soon.
Y'all, I'm in trouble. So what I thought was just like a little irritation with my Monroe is clearly not just that. I don't know. So all yesterday morning I was like wiping it down with alcohol, which I learned not to do that. And then my mouthwash has too much alcohol in it. I was kind of awoken in the middle of the night from the pressure, and then this is where we're at. I just soaked my lip in some salt water. I've been icing my face for a few hours on and off. And I just sent Sam to the store to get aspirin and Neosporin. Aspirin for the inflammatoriness, Neosporin to clean it. Tomorrow's my first day of work, so if anyone has any suggestions for this to go down, that would be really helpful. Thanks.
The eyebrow piercings, you know, rejection, I realize, is a major issue because this area is a very thin skin. The constantly movement from facial expressions, it is so easily for the jewelry then to migrate, get pushed out of your body. So you might wake up one day and see maybe half of the barbell hanging out, and trust me, that's not cute.
You see, and that's the problem. I don't know if that is gonna go away. I don't know if I want that on my wedding day. Crap. right? Do I take it out now and try to close it?
So I got this labrae piercing, my first lip piercing, a week ago, and I'm obsessed with it, but it also makes me want to rip my face off. Listen, when I talk, eat, or sing, 3 things I do a lot of every single day, this is what happens. Let me show you. So I have this really long bar right now that they had to put it in for swelling, but the swelling is down. So I'm left with all this freaking bar. So this is what happens. When I talk, eat, or sing, it gets pushed like this, and then gets caught on my teeth, and then you know how I'm gonna open my mouth? Also, there's this bar, like right here, and it rubs against my teeth and gums, and like, if you got sensory issues, oh. But the sexiness I feel with this piercing is superior to my suffering. And I'm hoping getting a smaller bar will fix these problems, so I'm going to the piercing shop right now and going to beg them to change it.
This hurt more than the piercing, lol.
Oh my god, this one feels so much better. I can feel that it will not get stuck on my teeth anymore because it's not as long. It still does rub against my gums, not as much, but still a little bit. Does that ever go away? I love body mods.
And of course, there are the dermals, you know, those little studs that you might see on the cheeks. You know, some have it right here to form like a dimple. Some have it next to their eyes. Those can easily get caught in clothes, in your towel, and even your makeup brushes. And once it's snag, girl, I can just imagine it's over. I've seen people accidentally rip them out while drying their face, and it's just absolute chaos.
Nothing's happening. Can anyone with a tongue piercing please tell me if you've ever had this on your mouth? What is that? I can't even explain the pain. I've also had a few comments saying to pop it. So I've got a Q-tip and I'm ready.
Jade tries again to pop the mysterious ball, but nothing seems to be working.
Nothing's happening. It looks like a bit of loose skin. Honestly, there's still a massive ulcer. So this morning I woke up and I was in so much pain. I was like, oh, it was stinging. I just thought, no, I can't do this anymore. So I did end up taking the tongue piercing out. It's all gone and now it doesn't hurt as much because the bar's not rubbing on it. I'm just going to clean it and clean it and clean it, and then hopefully I'm going to put the tongue piercing back in. I literally put it back in a couple of hours after I made that video because I tried to put it back in and it felt like it was closing up already, like a couple of hours later. So I was like, let me just keep it in. The swelling's gone down so much, like the white stuff's gone now. It's just a big red lump, look. So it's a lot better.
Holy crap, like, are we feeling okay? So I have to get a brain scan today. Because the birth control I was on gave me a brain tumor. Yeah. Thankfully, it's benign. But I do have to take my septum piercing out. And I've never taken it out in my life. I've had it pierced for 2 years. And I've tried to take it out, but it just won't come out. So my cousin told me to try pliers. And I have been going on this ball for a good, like, 20 minutes. She's just not budging. My boyfriend's mom told me that both balls can be removed. But maybe that's not true for this one. So let's try the other one. And hopefully we can get out because I literally have to leave in 5 minutes. Sexy. It's so hot when shit like this happens. Like, it really does turn me on. Okay. Oh my god. Please. There's so much snot on it. The weight, it's like literally not coming out. I'm so scared to see what I'm gonna look like without it too. Righty tighty, lefty loosey. Is it coming undone? I can't tell. Wait, I think I got it. Shit. No, stop. I'm scared. I don't want to see what I look like. What if I look ugly? Ew, this is gonna feel so weird. I'm literally gonna throw up. Okay, wait, I'm being dramatic. It doesn't look that different. I look like younger. Like, I'm a good little girl. Can you buy me some candy, daddy?
Hi guys, take this piercing off with me because I just don't really like it. It's not centered. I love the free lip fillers it's given me, but like, I just can't get, like right now, why does it look cute? But I was just trying to take pictures and make videos, and I literally don't like how it looks. Like, it's literally not centered. Look. Yeah, I know, honey. Okay, got some hand sanitizer right here. Hopefully I don't struggle. The valve should already be loose because I took it out last night. Oh, the trigger. I didn't even notice that it bruised a little until yesterday. I forgot what way I'm supposed to twist. Okay, I think I got it. Yeah. Holy moly. Okay, it's off. Obviously, it's a little irritated and red right now. I feel like the scar's not gonna be bad at all because look. But anyways, that's it. Bye guys.
Do not ever get your tongue pierced. I do not care if you think that shit is cute. I do not care if that shit comes back as a trend. Do not do it under any circumstance. When my dumb ass was 18 years old, I got a tongue ring because I thought it was cute. No one ever told me what it was actually going to do to my teeth. And now, at 34 years old, the back of my 2 front teeth, the gums are receded so badly from the tongue ring literally rubbing my gum away that there is barely any gum left to hold my 2 front teeth in. The other day, I started having mouth pain. First this side hurt, then this side hurt, and then my front 2 teeth started to hurt. And now I'm having a panic attack because my 2 front teeth, the ones that are really bad receded and have been for years because of my tongue ring, they are wiggling. And I am more than likely going to lose them unless I can find a dentist who can work some kind of magic to help me keep my 2 front teeth in. I have already been Googling veneers and my dental coverage. Like, I am freaking the f out. So whatever you do yourself a favor. Do not ever get a tongue ring. Do not ever get a tongue ring. And if you've had one and the back of your gums behind your teeth are receded, please go to the dentist regularly. Have that fixed. Have them take care, whatever they have to do, so you don't get to this point where your mouth is hurting and all of a sudden your teeth are wiggling, because I'm literally trying not to cry because I'm panicking. Okay, so just don't.
Inside the mouth, you know, tongue and lip piercings might seem cool. I did things at one time because I got my tongue pierced at one time and I just had to take it out because they come with some serious risk. Piercing, the swelling alone can be intense, and your girl over here can attest to that. People swell so badly they can't even talk, they can't even eat properly for days. Me, I am girl, and the worst case is that the swelling even can block your airways and it becomes a medical emergency. First, there's a damage to your teeth and your gum, because that little ball that may look, harmless can chip your teeth literally. It can even wear away the enamel and it can even cause gum recessions. Some dentists have horror stories of people coming in with cracked molars or just completely worn down teeth because they're playing with the tongue ring inside of their mouth.
Google really isn't helping me, so maybe you guys can. I got my lip pierced on Monday, so we're on day 4, okay? Already had this side done, obvi. This is what we're concerned about here. You see this little white bit at the bottom there? Decently red, pretty crusty. This is the thing. The sore part doesn't go around the entire piercing. It's only just settled at the bottom right there. That's why I'm concerned. And it's like kind of big down there. I don't know. Tell me it's just my OCD, that I'm just obsessing over nothing. This is natural healing. It's a little bit of irritation. It's fine. The swelling has gone down. The pain is very minimal. There's no pus. I'm obsessing about nothing, aren't I? But like, what is that?
Well, for those of y'all that ever thought about getting a Medusa piercing, don't do it. Don't do it. I am about to go under anesthesia to get mine surgically removed. Love that for me.
My lip piercing was kind of irritated, not bad, a little swollen. I iced it and iced it and iced it, and it was okay. And then I fell asleep and I woke up and it's gone. It's in my lip. It's inside my lip. It wasn't like that yesterday. And it's gone. What the? Oh, God.
Lip piercings like the Monroe or the snake bites are even prone to infection too, especially if you're wearing cheap jewelry. Plus, the saliva doesn't always kill, the bacteria, despite what people think or what people may say. If the area gets infected, then it swells up very fast and it definitely hurts. And we can't ignore the aesthetic impact. A properly placed piercing can scar your face, and if the jewelry migrates, then it might leave a permanent mark on your skin. We'll jump into the next segment of the belly button piercing. Just be sure to like this video if you haven't done so already, and of course chime down in the comments, are you a piercing girly or boy? You know how many piercings you have? Yes, more fast into your business. With that being said, let's get into the belly button piercings.
What is this? Why the... Oh my god, I'm scared. Oh my god. Oh my god. Did the freaking skin break off? Wait, did it? Or is it just thin? Oh my god, it did. Oh my god. Wait. Hold on. Hold up. Maybe it didn't, guys. Hold up. Oh my god. Oh my fucking god.
When I was 17 years old, I begged my mama to let me get my belly button pierced because at that point I was in college, so everybody had their belly button pierced. And at first she was just adamantly saying no, but eventually she said, okay, you can get it. And so we went ahead to the piercing parlor. She came with me and they did the piercing. It didn't hurt. And then after I got the piercing, me and my mama went to Best Buy so she could get a new phone or something like that. And while she was in the line with the Geek Squad, I was standing behind her. And as I'm standing there, I said, it's hot in this store. It's really hot. And then I passed out in the middle of Best Buy. And when I came back to, everybody was in the store hovering over me while I was laying in the middle of the Best Buy floor. And the manager of the store is asking my mama, what's wrong with her? Do she got a condition? Why is she passing out? And my mama says, no, she just got her belly button pierced and I'm about to rip the earring out of her stomach. And the manager of the Best Buy said, actually, no, you're not gonna do that. And it just so happened that the manager of the Best Buy used to be the manager of the place that I had just got the piercing at. And so she said, what we're gonna do is just give her some apple juice or some orange juice, sit her in a comfortable chair, and then she'll be straight. And so they did that and I was good. But then every time after that, when I would try to change the earring inside of my piercing, I would just pass out. And so that just became my norm for the belly piercing, passing out. Fast forward to maybe 2 years ago, I decided that I wanted to get my nipple pierced. One nipple, only one, on purpose. And maybe 9 months later, I went home to visit. And while I was home, I was just doing my own little self-exam, as us ladies should. And while I was doing it, I felt a lump. And I said, oh, I have breast cancer. And so then I went down the hall to my mama's room. And I said, Mama, I have breast cancer. I just felt a lump. She said, you don't have no breast cancer. Let me feel it. And she felt it. And she said, oh, okay. And so then we went to the doctor and they said that it looked suspicious enough for them to want to biopsy it. And so then when I had the appointment for the biopsy, the doctor stuck the tool inside of my chest. And when he stuck it in there, everything that was inside of the lump leaked out of the lump. And he said, oh, that's not breast cancer. I think that's just an infection from your nipple piercing. So don't put that back in. So yeah, I've had pretty good experiences with piercings. I can't wait to
get ready with me while I tell you why you should never get your belly button pierced. I'm sure we've all seen this infamous TikTok on my spam. Yeah, basically I got sepsis and I almost died. So let me tell you the story time. If you don't know what sepsis is, it's basically an infection where chemicals are released into the bloodstream to fight the infection that you have. In my case, it was my belly button piercing that got infected out of nowhere. It can cause multiple organs to fail and cause even death. So I had my piercing for about 6 months and just woke up with the infection. I didn't take the piercing out though because I thought it would heal on its own like most infections do. And girl, let me tell you, this hurt so bad. Like, it was manageable with some Advil, but so red and was like literally oozing out. It obviously got to the point where I couldn't take the ring out anymore, so I was just kind of stuck with trying to heal it myself. Day 2 of the infection, I woke up kind of tired, didn't really think much of it. The next thing you know, like 2 hours into the day, worst headache of my life. Again, didn't think much of it, just thought I needed coffee. Got myself that coffee, couldn't drink it, had no appetite. All of a sudden, literally like this, 105 fever. I started by going to urgent care, and they thought it was best if I go straight to the ER to get antibiotic fluids because they were saying my symptoms were most definitely from my belly button and not from anything else. They also wanted me to go there because obviously you can do CAT scans or whatever I did, I don't even know, to check if the infection has spread. But the ER unfortunately had me waiting 3 hours to just get in. Meanwhile, I had the worst pounding headache of my life. Sadly, my symptoms were getting worse during those 3 hours they had me waiting. I was dizzy, I had chills, couldn't even walk, could barely get into the ER, by the way. And for some reason, they didn't see me as a real concern, you know, as ERs don't, because it was busy on a Friday night. Most people don't know is the belly button has a direct line to the liver and kidneys. So when getting it pierced, it obviously takes a while to heal, but an infection can be serious like mine was. And I'm not trying to scare anyone to not get a belly button piercing because the thing is, so could have been prevented for me. I should have just took the piercing out at the first sign of redness and pus, but you know, girl wanted to save the piercing. And another very important thing is the ring I had in was a $10 ring from Amazon. Quality of jewelry is so important. Once I finally got into the ER, they surgically had to remove my belly button ring because it was so, the skin was over the belly button. So my belly button did get cut into, which was just a lovely experience. I did have a full-blown panic attack in the ER. At this point though, I did have a little bit of Advil in my system, but I was throwing up pretty much everything. And they did numb me, which the shot hurt really bad, but you know, got me through it. My face was yellow, which was a very big sign of kidneys, jaundice type vibe. And my stomach was also rock hard. Very key moment. There was so much bacteria built up in my stomach that I'm still taking antibiotics for right now. I did get treated with fluids and antibiotics just to find out in 2 hours after they did blood work that it was in my bloodstream. More antibiotics came. I was having lower back pain and massive stomach pain at this point, so I was just getting meds pumped into me, and my kidneys were at really high risk. And there was no ER rooms open, so I was literally sitting in a chair, wasn't able to lay down, thinking I was gonna die. I was able to go home that night because they were able to get my fever down, but I was supposed to come back either way for more fluids the next day and liquid antibiotics. Then so kindly my body decided to wake me up with another 106-degree fever. But you know, that went on for another 2 days, and now a week later I am back and better than ever and still alive. So safe to say I'm never getting my belly button pierced again, because it's closed now. If you have your belly button pierced or you're thinking about it, don't let this scare you or stop you, because the chances of this are actually so low, especially if you get it pierced by a professional and you have quality jewelry in. That is my bad for a $10 piercing that probably had toxic metals in it. And for all the people saying that I didn't clean it, every day, girl. Now I can say I have a war story. Stay safe out there.
If you have a weak stomach, you're gonna have to scroll. My client booked an appointment with me for a consultation. She was suspecting that her navel piercing was rejecting. She got it last February, and please note, I did not perform this navel piercing. And she was right, her navel piercing is rejecting. Clear signs of rejection could be redness, swelling, itchiness, discharge, crusties, a yucky smell, and most importantly, the tissue around the piercing is getting thinner and thinner day by day. And rejection means exactly like it sounds. Your body is rejecting that piece of jewelry. And there could be various of reasons on why the body is rejecting that piece of jewelry. For instance, anatomy. And honestly, I could go on and on about why her body rejected that piece of jewelry. I could also talk about how it was not pierced inside the belly button. But unfortunately, I cannot give you an accurate description of her anatomy because she's very swelled and inflamed around her navel. So my analysis may not be accurate. But I really need to talk about the piece of jewelry that she was pierced with and teach you how you can avoid this type of jewelry. If you're interested, go check out part 2.
Okay, so we took the belly button ring out, and you can see how bad that actually was. She has very big holes now. Wow, that's insane. You definitely need to go and leave them a bad review for sure, and take a picture of this and post it on Google, and definitely give them a bad review because they just that's insane. This is pretty bad. So, but yeah, I'm gonna clean it up for you. I'm not gonna cover it or anything. Just you cannot touch it, okay? And you might want to get on antibiotics just in case, you know, because of how red it is. I would just call it in anyway. I'm sorry. So that's the type of stuff that I see on a daily basis. Piercers
They need a lot more experience, and they shouldn't be piercing people if they're doing stuff like that. That girl was in so much pain. She didn't even have the anatomy for a belly button piercing, and they literally just took her money, and now she has 2 huge holes in her stomach. Crazy, crazy stuff. Why did nobody warn me that if you let your belly piercing close, the hole stays forever? I've had my belly pierced twice, and both times it was super infected, so I decided to take it out, and the hole is still there. It's there. I got 2 belly buttons, basically. So if you're considering getting a belly piercing, think about that.
The belly button piercing has been a popular go-to piercing since the early 2000s. These might look cute, you know, in a crop top or a swimsuit, but they are surprisingly prone to complications. The piercings sit in a high function area, you know, tight clothes or your waistband or belt. All of these can irritate the piercing and delay the whole healing process. Constant rubbing can lead to the migration of the jewelry, where your body slowly pushes out that navel ring. There are also higher risk of rejection. So the navel area, I'm not sure if you know, it doesn't have much tissue to anchor the jewelry. If your body decides that, listen, I don't like this foreign object, then your body will start pushing it out like a splinter. Let's get into the grown folks segment of this video. We're talking about the down there piercings, you know what I mean.
So this is an update on my Christina piercing. A lot of people have been wanting another update, so here y'all go. Christina piercing is a cat piercing. It's like an ornament on a Christmas tree. It's literally just decoration. So the last update I made, everything was going good, but after that, y'all, stuff started getting a little rough. I'm not gonna lie. So something that I learned is common with these piercings is that the top ball will sink under the skin, and it's exactly what it sounds like. After a few months of me having a piercing, me wearing pads on my cycle was causing the ball to sink under my skin. And it makes the piercing impossible to heal because it's always raw and agitated. Even when I'm not on my cycle or I'm not wearing underwear, because sometimes it'll start sinking just from underwear, it will still be agitated. Some days it'll clear up, but then the next day it's agitated again. Let me tell y'all about something that happened that traumatized me. And this is the reason I do not wear silk pants anymore, and I'm a whole lot more mindful of what kind of pants I wear. I was sitting on the bed of this truck. Keep in mind, it was late at night, okay? So I'm sitting on the truck, and I shifted my body to the left. And when I did that, it caused the piercing to push up. And so when it pushed up, it literally shot through the seam of my pants. It was at such an abnormal angle, I could not push it back down, and it hurt. No matter what I did, it hurt because the piercing was being completely pulled to the top, okay? So I'm sitting there trying to stay still. I am like 3-4 feet in the air. My mom coming over, and she trying to touch me, and I'm like, don't touch me! Don't touch me! It hurts! So I'm panicking, and I'm literally sitting there like this, frozen, because I don't know what to do. Can't bend down, can't sit back, can't move my leg, can't do this because it hurts. So my mom had to get some scissors, and I had to literally cut the crotch out of my pants. I had to cut, my twat was out. Now, I had company that day, and I had to go back in the house with my phone covering my cat area because it was out. It was literally just a hole, and my little cat lips was hanging out. And I learned that I have to be very particular about what kind of material pants I'm wearing, because if it is fragile and thin enough, that piercing is going to do that again. Now, I love the piercing. Some days I do consider taking it out, but I really love it. I think that it's pretty. The only thing is that the top part is agitated. Both of them still like get crusties, and they still like, you know, get that like discharge, a little leaking, you know, they're still wet piercings. I believe that's the term for it. But it's that top part that really gets me. But there go the update, y'all.
Christina piercings are all fun and games, just like a little cute little razzle-dazzle to add to your little mama. But what they don't tell you is that they're not really that friendly. That ball that she was talking about literally sits on your lady all day. It's rubbing, it's sweating, it's wet, it's discharging. It's literally just trying to heal. I got one, and unfortunately I had to take mine out because my body was like rejecting it. No matter what I did, no matter how dry I tried to keep it, no matter how much I kept babysitting it, it just was not healing. And I love my little lady, and I wanted to keep being pretty. You know how like those little bumps be coming on people's ears or their nose? That's what I still got to this day. And I know for sure that's been 10 years ago. So y'all, they are cute. They are, you know, a little razzle-dazzle for your ladies, like I said. But be cautious because everybody's body is not the same. Some people's body will
reject one piercing but accept another piercing. And for that was my case. Even with my tongue, that was just a no for me. But I got my belly button pierced. So, you know, everything ain't for everybody. But this just my little part of having a Christina. It was pretty. It had my man attention, but never again.
Decided to get my pierced during COVID. It was like right after COVID. I needed to do something to feel something. You know, what better thing to do than get needles through your neck? That's what I did. Very impulse decision that I don't regret because I still have them to this day. 3 years later. Oh my gosh, that was 3 years ago. I feel old. One thing about getting your pierced is they tell you that you can't work out or you shouldn't work out for at least the first couple of weeks. If you're someone who sweats in your chest a lot, kind of have to make sure you clean them immediately after. Like, you have to treat them like a child. They are not a piercing like your earlobe. They require all the attention that you can give them, and if you don't, you're gonna end up with an abscess in your boob like me. Keep that in mind. I feel like 2020 was when I really started having my fitness journey. I wasn't trying to take no days off from the gym. Against medical advice, I decided to keep working out, and some way somehow I got some type of infection. Abscesses are like bacterial infections, especially when there's pus coming from the abscess. Imagine waking up and you have like a golf size bruise essentially on your chest and your is just like red hot on fire. I was petrified. I asked all of my friends who also had them pierced. I was like, did this happen to you? They're like, no. Everyone's like, just kind of wait it out. I only went like 2 days. Once I started to see yellow pus come out of my neck, that's when I was like, okay, where's I think I'm actually gonna do eyeshadow today. Now I don't remember where I was in my story.
You saw yellow pus.
Oh yeah, thank you. I'm like 600 miles from home. I literally called my mom and was like, Mom, my mom was someone who, she didn't want to see it. She didn't want anything to do with it. I couldn't have my mom rescue me. I had to go to urgent care by myself. I walked in, and it's always so embarrassing because I feel like when you walk in urgent cares, they make you say what's wrong with you out loud. I don't need to say that in front of all of the people sitting in the waiting room. Next thing you know, I'm in the back with a man. This poor man, this poor physician's assistant probably has never seen piercings in his life. I could just tell it was a first, and I felt so bad, but he had someone else in the room with him. He literally just kind of looked at it and he was like, yep, that's an abscess. He felt around and he was like, you caught it really early. And I was like, thank God I caught it early. He was like, so it's gonna have to come out. And I was like, say what? I already grew so attached to seeing them every day, so I was like, only one's gonna be pierced? Reluctantly, I allowed him to take it out himself. He was literally pulling my towards him. He couldn't get the ball untwisted. I still can feel it to this day. And once he finally got it off, the ball fell on the ground. I had already mentally decided I was putting them back in. We have to frantically search for it. We end up finding it, thank God. He prescribes me Bactrim, which is just a really strong bacteria, or what's it called? Thank you. A really strong antibiotics. It's like a 10-day supply, and he told me if the abscess doesn't shrink in 10 days, here's someone you can follow up with and go get an ultrasound of your boobs. I take the antibiotics for 10 days. It gets really, really small, but it's still there. You can still kind of feel it. I did end up putting it back in when I got home. So I rehabbed it with it still in there. Against his medical advice, I left it in. The abscess healed, but I still got an ultrasound just to have a baseline. And now I still have the piercings. They're still kicking it. They're still doing good. If you're somebody who doesn't want to clean a piercing, like I clean it every single day. If that's something you don't want to do, don't get this piercing.
My Christina piercing is out. Let's talk about it. This is the jewelry that I have had for so long. The reason I never went back and got it changed is because it's such a sensitive piercing in a very sensitive area, and I didn't want to just go anywhere. And the shop that I got pierced at, there were some allegations and some issues there, and I just did not want to go back. The piercing was just so wishy-washy. One moment it would be fine, the next moment it would be really agitated. And one night I was so irritated because every time the piercing moved, and it moved a lot because the bar is so long, it just felt so inflamed, like the skin, like under the skin was getting very firm and hard. And it wasn't the first time that happened, but I was just really over it. And I'm like, girl, you gotta go. So I just slid it out and laid it to rest. I don't know, y'all, my piercings are just not working with my body right now. And I'm not upset about it. It's cool, but most of my piercings have been rejecting or just falling out. The only piercings that I have that aren't giving me issues and have never really given me issues are my nipple piercings. I have had my fill of piercings. I don't think I'm going to be getting any more. If anything, I may or may not get a tattoo, but those are like really permanent, so I want to think about it. But if I did get something else like a permanent body change, it would likely be a tattoo.
Yes, people really do get them. There are a lot of nerve endings, in these areas, which means if the piercing go wrong, then it's not just an ouch moment, it's a full-on trauma. Badly placed piercing can cause nerve damage, loss of sensation, painful scarring. And of course, there's a permanent damage for a moment of boldness, if you know what I mean. Infections down there are even more serious because of how sensitive and enclosed these areas are. And if you don't, keep things clean, if your partner introduces bacteria during intimacy, then you could be looking at swelling, burning, and just a whole lot of regrets. And let's be real, guys, some of the videos that we're seeing today, you realize that some people don't even know how to spot an infection. If their ears is hot or red or swollen, anything smells weird, that is not normal. That is not a part of the healing process. That's your body begging you and showing you that you need to take action. Takeaway here, as I say, it's not that piercings are bad, but it's not something that you should take lightly either. So if you're going to get a piercing, then I would advise you to go to a professional, use quality jewelry, follow the aftercare instructions like your skin depends on it, because guess what? It does. And of course, listen to your body. If something doesn't feel right, don't ignore it and say it's so ill, man, it soon get better. No, acute aesthetic isn't worth risking your health. Let me know in the comments, have you ever had a piercing gone wrong? And after seeing today's horror stories, would you still consider getting a piercing, after all of this? Of course, let's talk about it. This is where we're going to wrap up today's discussion, guys. If you have enjoyed and you haven't yet liked or subscribed, now it's time to go ahead and do so. If you want to continue to watch more relatable, bizarre videos like these, you can go ahead and click that up next video with the right you saw on your screen and enjoy the day away. As per usual, guys, thank you again so much for watching until the end. My name is Jody and I aspire to inspire. Until next time, guys, what good.